Good morning, Chairman Fields. Chris Alexander, Louisiana Citizen Advocacy Group. We miss you up at Doe's. I've listened to all of the interchange here, and again, we represent citizens throughout the state of Louisiana, just ordinary citizens. One of the biggest concerns that they have right now is illegal immigrants trying to vote and registering to vote in our state. I just want to respond to a couple of the points here. Senator Fields, you made the point that this should not be codified, the prohibition against the requirement that only citizens can vote should not be codified in law. But there have been numerous times in history and even very recently when constitutional provisions have been codified in statutory law. One of them is the Second Amendment. We have multiple bills pending in the legislature now that are codifying the core right to keep and bear arms in statutory law, and they're very, very good amendments. The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution was codified in the titles of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So just because something is contained in the Constitution does not mean that there are not good reasons to codify it in statutory law, and I think this is one of those cases, so I respectfully disagree with you on that point. The other point that you raised was whether or not this is a problem in Louisiana. Well, how would we know if it is a problem in Louisiana if people are not being required to provide any kind of proof that they're a citizen when they go vote? There's no, I mean, you're asking us to prove a negative there, so I don't see how it could be shown as a problem if there is currently no proof that's being required. And the third point that I would make is we elected Ms. Landry to be the Secretary of State of Louisiana because she's highly competent and she's done a lot of things to make sure that our voting system is secure in Louisiana. I trust her to be able to come up with a process that is simple and not overly burdensome, that someone can prove that they're a U.S. citizen when they go try and vote in a Louisiana election. I trust her to do that. And I quite frankly, I'm a little bit offended by the skepticism that seems to exist on the part of this board about her ability and the ability of her office to do her job. She's extraordinarily competent, and I think that she can come up with a policy that would require that. It is a problem nationally with people pouring into our country and other states. We have every reason to believe that those illegal immigrants will try to vote if they can, and we're naive if we believe otherwise. This is preemptive legislation. It's codifying a constitutional amendment, as you mentioned, Senator Fields, in law, and it's important that you support it and pass it for the benefit of Louisiana citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for your testimony. I mean, the only issue is we are seeking for a solution where there is no problem. I mean, that's my only point. And
I respect your opinion. I just don't see how we can show there's a problem if they're not being required to show any proof. That's the point.
Right. And you know, we keep talking about it will be a problem. It will be a problem. And that's why, look, it's going to be the wishes of this body. But at the end of the day, I just think it's a solution that we're searching for without a problem.